Once upon a time in a cozy little village, there was a small, fluffy cat named Whiskers. Whiskers had striking green eyes and a shiny black coat. He was very curious and loved exploring the world around him. One sunny morning, Whiskers decided to venture beyond his usual roaming area. He wandered through flower-filled meadows, crossed bubbling brooks, and climbed tall, ancient trees. But soon, he realized he had gone too far and didn't recognize his surroundings anymore. Whiskers tried retracing his steps, but everything looked different. The sun began to set, casting long shadows and making it even harder for him to find his way home. As night fell, Whiskers felt scared and alone. He missed his cozy bed, his favorite toys, and especially his kind owner, Mrs. Potts. Meanwhile, back in the village, Mrs. Potts was worried sick. She called out for Whiskers and searched all the familiar spots, but there was no sign of him. She even asked her neighbors, who hadn't seen him either. Mrs. Potts decided to make posters with Whiskers' picture and put them up all over the village. Whiskers, tired and hungry, found a small cave under an old tree where he curled up to sleep. He dreamed of home and the nice fish treats Mrs. Potts would give him. Early the next morning, the village children saw the posters and decided to help find Whiskers. They teamed up, calling out his name and looking in all his favorite hiding spots. One little girl named Emma thought she heard a faint meow near the edge of the forest. She quietly followed the sound and found Whiskers huddled in the cave. "Whiskers, I found you!" Emma shouted joyfully. Hearing Emma's voice, Whiskers perked up and ran towards her. She gently scooped him up and hurried back to the village. Everyone was overjoyed to see Whiskers safe and sound. Mrs. Potts cried tears of happiness as she hugged her beloved cat. From that day on, Whiskers stayed close to home and Mrs. Potts made sure he never went missing again. Whiskers learned that adventures are exciting, but there's truly no place like home.